On the surface, the story of a basketball coach forces to coach a team with disabilities sounds inspiring, but the problem with this movie is that it is nowhere near in creating the inspiration from movies like Hustle and Coach Carter, which just are way better basketball movies. Maybe Woody Harrelson does his best in the role, but we never get to see much of the inspirational speeches that could have made this movie better. Yes, first he naturally struggles to reach through to the team, as they seem impossible to coach. But there's never really a good acting moment before he does that speech about everybody in the team being champions. If we could see more of that, this could actually have been a way better movie. Instead, the focus lies much more on the characters in the team and this single mom, Alex, who is just an asshole. Even more of an asshole than the Woody Harrelson character in the movie. I really don't like that dynamic, and she was first introduced on a one night stand early in the movie, and I just hoped and prayed that character wouldn't be as involved in this movie. But of course she was. That also just makes watching through the story even more exhausting as well. Of course, the approach they have chosen might work, but this movie don't at times feel like an inspirational basketball movie the way Hustle and Coach Carter does, where you can actually feel inspiration in the story, and I'm not sure it works as a comedy either. Surely there are some awkward scenes, but none of them are really funny either. They are just cringe and badly made. This movie feels way more like it has an agenda that people with disabilities can do anything rather than it feels like a basketball movie. It sells a story that they are strong and brave and that they are all champions in life, which can at times feel a little unrealistic. For some of you, this might be a heartwarming story, especially if you have a kid with disabilities yourself, but for us other people on the sidelines, so to speak, I think we can never feel the same heartwarming feeling as those kind of people. This movie never hit me in any way, and I really wanted to see a movie that maybe was more about Woody Harrelson rather than the characters in the team, which I feel they didn't combine very well. To me, this is easily the worst basketball movie I have ever seen because of the lack of inspiration I can take from it. Of course, with a movie like this, it might be hard to please everybody, but I really felt the movie should have focused more on the coaching role and what Woody needed to do to reach through to the team. Then I also featured too much of his relationship with the single mom and the emotional dialogue about struggles. I don't really see the need. I think a lot of that emotion they could have subbed it out for the passion of basketball. But of course, this movie might not be about team spirit and passion, but that's what I wanted to see walking into it. So for me, guys, this is a 3 out of 10. But of course, you make it like it better if you like heartwarming stories that shows everybody can be champions, although they don't win the actual championship.